Hi, this is Ray say with the know what if this would have be what if Deku had Crazy Diamond Part 4. Now there are some things I do need to change. First off, when the exam happened, some of the robots in the student destroy some pieces of the building. Now another thing is of how Deku escaped the 0 point robot with Uraraka. Deku proceeds to move the rock and use Crazy Diamond to heal Uraraka's ankles. After that, they begin to run. Deku sees part of a broken building, and he begins to use Crazy Diamond to restore the building and bring him up to the top by holding. After restoring the building, they begin to run on the roof. Deku looks at Uraraka and basically asks her, "What is your quirk?" She tells him it's zero gravity. After she explains how it works, Deku asks her, "Can you use it on yourself?" She tells him yes. Uraraka tells him yes. Deku proceeds to run to the edge of the building and tells him, "Make yourself weightless." Now, if you guys are wondering how did it work, just remember how Jotaro and Dio did, how he repelled himself by using his stand. Once time is up, Deku continues to hop from building to building with Uraraka until he sees a small woman with a syringe, using it as a cane. Once they get closer and closer, they climb down the building. The woman basically walks up to them and asks, "Are you okay?" Uraraka said, "My ankle is sprained, but he healed my ankle." She looks at Deku and tells him, "Thank you, and what is your name?" Deku looks at her and tells her, "My name is Izuku." The lady tells Izuku that you did a great job saving a girl, and that you can heal her too. She tells him that you will go far in the hero business. Deku basically begins to fix his hair and begins to blush, saying, "Oh, it's no problem." The one tells her, "We might need a little bit more heroes that can actually heal. Besides, you can never have too many healers." Deku tells her thanks and begins to walk off. The woman has this weird feeling about Izuku. She looks at Izuku and tells him to behave now. He looks back and tells her sure and continues to walk off. She has the exact same feeling that she had meeting someone else, but she can't quite put her finger on it. On his way home, his mom calls him and asks, "How did you do?" He tells her, "I'm not sure. I think I did pretty well." And he'll just say, "Well, just come home," so you just wait for a couple of days for it to come. Deku continues walking home while he's getting nervous and excited, so he tries to call up Jotaro to see if he's busy or not. Deku tries to call up Jotaro, but it always goes to voicemail. Deku sees Jotaro not picking up, so he basically stops calling. He sees the tower, so he begins to walk faster. Once he gets inside, Inko rushes towards him and basically asks, "How did it go?" Deku tells him, "I did what I could, but I think I did good so far." Inko tells him, "You did your best, and it's all that you can do, so just..." Deku tells her thank you and asks, "What should we do now?" Inko tells him, "We'll just sit down and wait until it comes to the mail." Later on, while Deku's preparing to go to sleep, he basically gets a text saying that it's Jotaro. Deku picks up his phone and sees the text saying, "Why did you call me? Was it an emergency?" Deku texts back saying, "No, I just did my exams. I just want to let you know." Jotaro tells him, "Oh, okay, next time text me instead of trying to call me. I was working." Deku tells him, "Sorry, I got nervous. I need to talk to someone." Jotaro responds back saying, "You couldn't call your mother?" Deku responds back saying, "No, she was the first person I called. I just wanted to hear from somebody else." Jotaro tells him, "What, you trying to get a confidence boost or something?" Deku responds back telling him, "Well, you have more experience with your stand and this ability compared to me." Jotaro tells him it doesn't matter what your stand ability is, it's how you use it. For a certain period of time before I awakened my stand ability, I just thought my stand could just punch really hard. Deku tells him, "Well, yeah, that's because you had practice and multiple people to fight with." Jotaro tells him, "No, it was during one fight I basically figured out how to use it for a little bit. It was either I figure it out and kill the person, or I die." Deku tells him, "Wait, you killed someone before?" Jotaro tells him, "Yes, and I had to. It was either let him run rampant and do whatever he wants, or end the evil here and now. No one at that time was able to stop him, except for me and my crew." Deku, very interested in the story, asks, "So how did it go?" Jotaro sighs and says, "Well, let's just say that we defeated him. That's all you need to know." Deku saying, "So you telling me there were no heroes at that time to actually stop him?" Jotaro tells him if they were, he probably would have got rid of them before we got there. Deku says, "So you two have the exact same ability?" Jotaro tells him yes. Deku responds with, "Didn't that mean we're both equal?" Jotaro tells him when it came to our stands, I believe they're equal. But when it came to our abilities, he can use it a lot longer than me. Deku says, "But did you really have to do that to him?" Jotaro responds back saying, "Yes, we had no other choice." Deku nervously asks saying, "Are you sure you had to do that?" Jotaro tells him Deku. Those other stand users were working for Dio. Deku responds with saying that, okay, I understand, but still, was it hard? Jotaro saying, besides being punched to death and stabbed, yeah, pretty hard. Deku asks another question. Do you think that I might have to fight another stand user and have to kill them? Jotaro tells him, I don't know, but just in case, just be prepared, because you don't know what's going to happen out there. Deku continues saying, I don't know if I can do that. Jotaro tells him, I understand. That's why I will help you from time to time, wherever I can. Deku responds saying, you'll do that for me? Jotaro tells him, of course, you're a hero in training. It would make more sense if he gets some outside help from time to time. Deku tells him thank you, but how will you get the info? Jotaro tells him, I will not be any information on my own. I'll just be with the delivery man. Deku tells him thank you. You have no idea how much they can help me. Jotaro tells him it's no problem. Just make sure you do a good job at it. Deku tells him thank you. I won't let you down. Jotaro tells him you better not. Deku waits for a few days until he gets an invitation in the mail. When Deku opens the letter, All Might introduces himself, telling him with how many villain points you got, you were in second place. But since you saved that girl, you get a total of 30 hero points. That puts you in first place. Deku was somewhat surprised, since he knows that if you're going to be a hero, eventually you're going to have to save someone, so it makes sense. But he's mostly surprised about that he's in first place. Deku proceeds to tell Inko. Once Deku tells her news, she's mostly surprised that he got number one, but she's still happy nonetheless. Deku proceeds to call Jotaro and tells him the news. Jotaro tells him congratulations, but I got some news to tell you. Deku tells him, wait a minute, you already got some things about a villain already? Jotaro tells him no. Jotaro tells him you need to keep up that good work and think outside the box, and sometimes fight on your own without using your stand. Well, depends on what you're fighting. Deku says, are you crazy? I can't basically do that. You have no idea how many people with dangerous quirks out there. Jotaro tells him, let me rephrase it. Don't always rely on your stand. You need to have brains in there and sometimes use your own natural ability with your stand, okay? Deku comes down and tells him, oh, thank you. That makes a lot more sense. So, what you want to talk about? Jotaro tells him, you know how in the news they show like flashy quirks that can do all this crazy stuff? Deku responds, but yeah. Well, there are some people that quirks aren't that flashy. Let's just say there's a hero that might want to see you. Deku responds with, wait, why? Let's just say I know this hero and he owes me a favor. Deku tells him, wait, why? Jotaro responds with, so you can train your physical capabilities. Deku says, okay, but why this hero? Jotaro responds with his quirk. It's barely flashy at all, but it's very useful, trust me. You won't notice it until it's too late. And some of those kids that you might go to school with might get a little too cocky. Jotaro tells them, just watch him put one of the cockiest kids in his place. And if he doesn't, he can just expel them. Deku tells him, okay, thanks for the info. Jotaro says, just to be clear, he's a guy with a quirk that you won't really notice, and he looks tired in the daytime. That's all you need to know. On Deku's way home, he basically wonders, what does Jotaro mean by a quirk I won't really notice until it's too late? That he basically pushed out the back of his head saying, I'll get there when I get there. When Deku gets to the building, he begins to speed walk his way all the way through until he finds door 1A. Basically wondering, why is it so big? Maybe because of a giant quirk or something? Deku prepares himself and opens the door, seeing two kids yelling at each other. A blonde kid putting his feet on a desk, and a blue-haired kid that he saw at the exams yelling at him. The blue-haired kid walks up to Azuki and tells him that he is a better student than he is. Deku's confused and asks, what do you mean? The blue-haired kid basically tells him that you basically noticed that there was a hidden portion of the exams that I didn't notice, so that makes you superior. Deku tries to shrug it off until the kid that had his feet on the desk basically looks at him and wondering, who is that? Thank you all for listening, and I hope you enjoy.